What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, love, honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonia? What's up, Sonia? Fat Mama Sonia. What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. And of course, we got the panel, the legendary panel in the building. We got, first and foremost, we got the legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, thanks. Welcome, everybody on the panel, and welcome to the chat.
Welcome back at you, bro.
Yes, indeed. And we have the legendary, only in American Kennels, Bakary in the building. What's up, brother?
Appreciate the love. Appreciate love. A lot of love, brother. And a lot of love to the panel and the chat room.
Yes, indeed. And we got the welcome down Ram, Big Stepper, the Stepper in the building. What's up, Ram?
What up, fam? Salute to the OGs, my partner Kev, and everybody else in the chat. What up? About to get this whole cracking.
Yes, sir. And we have the legendary Rastaman Boom. What's up, Boom?
Yeah, they say how high, Ram, you stepping, boy, you stepping high. And 78 Sports is the best show in town. We can have people try to duplicate it, but they can't authenticate it. And because of that, only in America is stepping high with us. And them call them schoolboy action from long ways back. We here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
right.
sir. Brother Boone, how was your weekend, man? I understand you went out to a nice event. You tell the people about
Oh man, Bulldog Hill, One Love family reunion is the best thing I've ever been a part of. One of them, you understand me? And you know, to watch it grow from the 80s to 2022, man, it's like everything that you wanted to see. We had the little babies from 2 to 3 years old. And then we had kids 13, 14. You know, they were just different ages. Then we had the young bulldog handlers. And then we had the old bulldog handlers. We just, man, I'm telling you, man, you know, see what's happening on the hill should be happening everywhere in the universe. And that is total love and understanding. White, black, blue, brown, nappy head, curly head, straight head, everything you wanted to think of was there, bro. And everybody got along. We had good food, had some little music going. Jesse A and the sister, what's her name? Christy. Yeah, Sister Christy, man. And her boyfriend, Jay. Oh, man. APDR, woo, ain't lose a beat. I'm talking about they brought it home. They had the wall climb, they had the treadmill race, they had the junior handler, the beginner handler. Oh man, they just had everything, and everything went so well. I mean, man, it was a blast, man. I tell you what, man, that son whooped the shit out of my ass, man. That son was beaming, but I enjoyed the whole thing. I took plenty of Gatorade and water, and I met Brother Fisher there. He was there. Brother Ray Carter was there. Brother, let's see, damn, who else? Brother
Bob Finley.
Who?
Bob Finley.
Yeah, he was there. Brother Face, he was there. Brother DP, Get Low, he know who I'm talking about. He was there. We had some of our Tampa, Florida brothers was there. We had a brother there that you know, a lot of people know his name. I think it's Brother Junior or something. I don't know his whole name. It was the Junior Dogs. He was there. Man, with just so many, you know, dog people and dog men that was doing autographs, taking pictures, man. I mean, man, with just so much love. I tell you, man, I just wish the whole world could have seen that performance, man. We talking about, you know, competitive people being amongst one another in harmony. You know, wasn't no vexing, nobody trying to vex one another. Wasn't none of that. It was just straight love. And you know, it was a lot of people that you know, man, whoever didn't come, they missed it, man. I'm telling you, man, this was one of the, you know, like, it was so family oriented. The kids running, people going back swimming. Tom taking visitors, 25, 30 visitors at a time to see all his dogs, and they buying dogs. I mean, man, I'm talking about, you know, it was like going to the carnival, to a fair or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know, man. I could just keep talking, man. You better shut me up, man, because that thing was nice.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's
awesome. Awesome.
Salute to Going Hard Kennels Reloaded in the building. Salute twins.
Way to go, going hard.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
What's happening, brothers?
Yes, indeed.
If y'all ain't seen it, go check their shit out after this. Me and Bach was on there cooking on Friday. Draw some dope shit over there. Go give them a like and a subscribe.
Yes,
so
indeed.
that's who Going Hard is, Twin and them, Buck.
Yeah, Twin and them. Yeah.
What's up, brother Twin? To the motherfucking maximum. That's Boom, man. That's me talking, bro. Yeah, we love y'all brothers, man. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna do a quick roll call. Salute to Guillory Kennels, Mike Lee, Fat Farm Ray,
Mike,
J Dog York, Hardy Dogs Pennsylvania, AJ, Pit Cartel, I like that name. 200 East, IDT Kennels, Smooth Monty. What's up, man?
Way to go,
Grind Mode Kennels.
Grind Mode, man. What's up, fellas?
Yes, indeed. King Cobra Kennels, Carter Face Stiller, Hugo, Ronald Rogers, my bad. Narco Hampton TV, B&B Buckshot, COVID 500 Kennels, Frank Rizzo, Jonathan Carmichael, Arrowhead Kennels. Then we got Mr. Anderson, Forever Lit Empire, Main Event Mark, Rodney Murphy, Doran, Jaden, Kendrick Kennel, salute, homie.
What's up, Kendrick? All right, my brother.
What's that? I think that's Hermes teacher. I'm sorry, I always mess up your name, family.
All right, brother.
Bank Statement Kennel, salute.
Hey, can I get a bank statement? Can I get a bank statement?
Yes, indeed. That's the homie right there. Yeah, salute to everybody in the building. I see you in here, Dr. Hood, my homie. Live life real. Salute to everybody up in the building.
Way to go to live life.
Yes,
live life.
What's up?
Live life in Dr. Hood. Dr. Hood.
Yes,
right.
Salute Thomas Moore. Salute everybody in here. Y'all can't read everybody, but we're gonna get to cooking real quick. We got a super chat early though. Salute to my brother Meredith Campbell in the super chat, showing love, much appreciation, Meredith. Said, what it do, family? Looking forward to meeting Ram in 78 this week. I got a little Hercules coming this week. Thanks to Buck. Yes, indeed, fam. Salute to you. Salute, man. We're gonna get up with you this weekend, man. Let's see here. Powerhouse Watson. Oh, my bad. I said I wasn't reading everybody. Salute to everybody.
Go ahead, Powerhouse what?
Powerhouse Watson. Salute.
What's up, Powerhouse?
Salute. Smooth Monty in the super chat, showing love. Appreciate the support, family. He says,
salute, Smooth Monty.
Salute panel in the chat room. Please like and share, subscribe to RAM, and register your dogs with Schoolboy. Follow the panel on social media. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Smooth Monty.
Good looking out, homie. Yeah, y'all subscribe to my shit. I'm gonna drop the link in there after I'm done taking his dab.
Yes, indeed. All right, man. So let's get to the first question from we got from the people last week. Some of these questions are questions we answered months ago, but not everybody get a chance to watch every show or all of the shows. So first question is, can petting or playing with your dog make him less game? All right, and we'll start with you on that, Mr. Garcia.
Can petting, say that again? Can petting or playing with your dog?
Can petting or playing with your dog make him less game?
Oh, you know what? I think that probably comes from people thinking it makes them soft, but I don't think so. Going the other direction, being too hard on them, ruining them, that can fuck them up. But showing them love and attention, I can't think of a situation where that has ever happened. You can. There might be some things you can do to mess with their head, that might throw them off or something like that. But I don't think showing affection or petting them is one of them. You can get close to almost any animal, and I've shown people, with my dogs, certain things, how you can get certain things out of them or enhance what they have already. And you can do it with positive reinforcement. You can do it with, showing them a lot of attention. You can do it with horses, even roosters. You'd be amazed at what people can do with roosters, And I'm talking just verbal commands, making the rooster do what they want when they're conditioning them or handling them. I've done it with cats and lizards, believe it or not. The lowest forms you could think of. It's just, a lot of it is, like the Pavlov's dog theory, subconscious training and just, if you can get them to do things without them where they're just, they may not know why they're doing it, but they're reacting to certain stimulus and you get a positive effect out of it. So long story short, I don't think that could hurt them.
Right. Brother Bach, what's your take on can petting your dog or playing with your dog make them less game?
There's no way in the world that's supposed to happen. I mean, it's the bond. You're gonna have a way better bond with you petting the dog than one without it. I mean, so that's just like you hear a person talking about socializing their animals. What's the thing of having a damn savage acting dog that does not get no love, affection unless the dog, actually acts like they don't want one. I only had one dog that I bred that was like that, and that was Champion Lexus Coupe, who really didn't care for no affection, wanted no pets. He was just a damn sociopath. He didn't want no loving really at all. But most of the dogs, I mean, they live for you to pet them. And so the more you pet them, the more that dog feels like they want to do for you. So if a dog pleases you at something you want the dog to do, it's just like I seen Brother Twin. He does, he deals with Malinois. I mean, and that bond he has with that dog could kill somebody over. Because of the love and affection that dog been getting from a puppy. And that dog is, for attack train. Okay, but if you got your dog for wild boar hunting or anything else, and that dog knows that's what it is you love, and you petting them up and loving them, no, there's no way in the world you petting it gonna make it softer. Nope, no way. I can't see any logic in that whatsoever.
Yes, indeed. Welcome down, Round Big Steppin'. What's your take on that?
Fuck no. Hell no, man. The motherfucking dogs who get all the love and affection usually be the good ones. Like I always say, some house dogs make some of the best pit dogs, because them motherfuckers be smart and loyal. That loyalty is what counts. And a lot of times we get gameness and loyalty confused. It's like that dog wasn't gonna quit. He could be a curb in somebody else's hand, but he's so loyal to you that he gonna fucking risk his biscuits for it. You feel me? So hell no, I've never seen the adverse effect of you just loving your dogs and shit. You actually get more out of them. That's like if your car take fucking premium gas and you only putting fucking 89 in it, it's gonna be fucked up, right? So to fucking put the premium on there, you're gonna be running at optimal fucking efficiency. Same with the dogs. You give them all the love and care in the world that you can, and you're gonna be better for it at the end of the day. But hell no, if somebody believe that, they stupid as fuck and shouldn't have no dogs.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Tell us how you really feel, brother.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of myths circulating amongst these dogs. Some people think you're supposed to give them gunpowder and all that dumb shit.
Man, keep them locked in the dark in the closet.
Yeah. Too much light makes the dog soft, you know.
Yeah, too much dark makes the dog blind, dummy.
Rasta Man Boom, what's your take on that?
You know, I agree with everything my brother said, and I want to add something to it. See, spiritual love is way beyond a thought. You know what I mean? It's something that we've been living with ever since, you know, the earth. You know, God created everything. And so there's no way you can pat one with the sense of you know, rewarding him with the pat that will stop him from wanting to love you back. Most dogs, when you pat them, they want to love you. They want to care for you. They want to, you know, like they want you to do the same for them. So the only thing I know from back in the day that would stop a dog is a dog that's not game. If he ain't game, he gonna stop anyway. You got to be game to keep going. You see what I'm saying? It got to be in your heart. You know, it got to be in his heart. Even when the times get rough, times get tough, times get bad, times get ugly. If he ain't still pushing forward and he looking the other way and he turning and doing all that crazy, he wants to go. But if you've been patting him and loving him, and his heart is there, man, you go, hey. I watched Grand Champion Zinc in Ken Allen hands go against Samson. And I'm talking about Samson gave Zinc the business. But Zinc in the early on, Zinc was right there with him. In the early on, right there with him. I'm talking about they were both going back and forth. And all of a sudden, you could see, you know, Samson looked like, damn, man, he looked like a glowing ball. You know, you could see the protein and stuff coming out his skin, man. I mean, man, that motherfucker looked so good, man. I swear, man. I mean, he looked good. And Zinc looked a little brittle to me. But, you know, I bet on Samson because I just felt, you know, the conditioning was better that way. And, you know, I could have been wrong, you know, because he could have lost. But the better dog lost. And Zinc was the better dog to me, you know. But he just didn't have it. He didn't have the conditioning to finish. So I'm sure Ricky and Ken pat the hell out of both of them motherfuckers. And anybody else ever had anything to do with them. There were two bulldogs with the heart. You see? You got to have the heart. You know, Zinc took everything Samson dished to him, even when he was down and couldn't get up. Not one time did he holler, whimper, turn, or nothing. He did none of that. He stayed right there trying to win. That was his heart. But his handler couldn't see. Because if it would have been my dog, I'd have picked him up and said, look here, I even offered, I even told Ken, I said, yo, man, pick him up. Let me work him. We come back and we clean him out. Because to me, Samson was a good dog. Don't get it wrong. Zinc had more mouth, but he just didn't have the conditioning to sustain what he needed to do to Samson. And Samson was in better shape. That's what won the fight. But Zinc went out like a bulldog. I'm talking about straight, no turn, no holler, no nothing. Straight was taking it to him. When he couldn't get it, he was still leaning in that motherfucker. I said, man, that's a bulldog right there. I just didn't understand the thinking behind it. He left him down there and he couldn't win. Man, if Lady Stone or Champion Tyrone, because I was around Bob when he was doing Tyrone. Like that night, we put Tyrone down. Box said, boom, he's sick. I said, man, fuck that. 50% Tyrone better than 100% these motherfuckers out here. I said, we gonna do this, motherfucker, man. I said, but just listen to me though. I said, don't go at it like you would normally do. I said, when he get in there, I said he might run a little warm. It's gonna be okay, but we're gonna work it. Look, I said when he gets something soft where he like to be, I said you got to push him hard. I said because he got to break him up early. We got to get him. You see what I'm saying? Hey, we stuck to the plan. He didn't question me. I'm just glad we won.
Me too.
Yes, indeed.
Man, that shit was like being there right now. You tell a good ass story, OG. Fuck.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Ram. He told me to shut the fuck up, come over there and sit over there in the corner, don't do shit. I said, all right, I'm gonna listen to your lead because if you fuck up, it's on your end. You already on some shit. I'm following it. You got me in this motherfucker looking at you sideways in the motherfucker. So he's like, Bob, trust me, get your ass over here next to me. I'm gonna tell you when to go in that motherfucker.
Hey, and I swear that shit went to plan, bro.
It did.
Hey, and Perry Powell got so drunk in the action of Gameness, he couldn't even see he was gonna die. But it took me to tell him, yo, come here, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
I said, listen here, man. That bitch killing you.
Right.
I said, you gotta call turns. Nigga, wake up.
That's the truth.
Look at the action. Look at the action. Don't listen to these motherfuckers out here talking. Look at the action. You getting fucking slaughtered. I said, call a fucking turn on your dog.
Exactly.
Call them up, fucking turn. Fucking turn got recognized. I said, when you come back to this corner, I said, you cuff this motherfucker, and when you go to the opposite corner and come back to our corner. I said, cause we gonna win this motherfucker here. Hey, I swear to God.
Wait a minute, hold on. Because Fat Bill, it was the show with me, you, and Fat Bill. Well, you was the corner man. Yeah. That was when Fat Bill won with Taz. I won with Rick Rude that night, and Perry won with his bitch.
Hey,
against 4-time winner champion Princess, he was getting killed. But go ahead, keep going.
I'm talking about getting slaughtered. I said, now bring, and when you come back to this corner, I said, you black as hell. I said, cover the fucking dog.
That's what you told him.
I said, God damn it. I said, you hop over that motherfucker so it look big to that bitch.
You told him to cover that. Hey, let me just say this. And Fat Bill was there too. That motherfucker made a handle. I'm reffing the motherfucker. I'm fucked up because when I seen he was in this corner, I'm thinking the dog's still under this bitch getting killed. So, but like he said, he was panicking. He was like, man, I can't get no handle. This bitch ain't coming out of the hole. Boom said, motherfucker, if you don't get a handle in another fucking minute or two, it ain't gonna be no reason to grab the bitch. She gonna be dead.
That bitch was
that motherfucker got a handle. And that one hand
he made one of the greatest one-hand handles.
Yup.
You probably have seen in history because he was getting slaughtered. Wasn't no goddamn maybes or Mike. He died anyway.
Right.
Hey, but we won though.
That's
see,
true.
He called me to be his corner man. You see what I'm saying? You see, so I couldn't watch him lose because he asked me to be his corner man. So, a lot of people don't understand what that means. A lot of these clowns, they know what they don't know what the fuck it means.
Right.
When you see two boxers in the ring, each one of them got corner men.
That's right.
That corner man is everything about what he need to do when he go out there in that fucking square. If he ain't got a good corner man, then he just winning off natural talent. But when he get a good corner man, he gonna be a bad motherfucker because that natural talent gonna take him a little bit further than just going out there. You see, skill, understanding when they move their feet this way or move their feet that way, what to do for coming that way. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just showing you gameness. We talk about gameness, and that's what I'm saying, gameness. All this is coming back to gameness, you see, because Princess,
that was a 4-time winner, going for grand championship. She was
she scratched to the wall and got counted out, and Zink wasn't able to go, but he died like a soldier. And what was the other dog? And Tyrone, he goddamn dropped that motherfucker, and we got out of there early. God damn. Hey, well, I've been a lucky motherfucker, bro.
Hey, Boone, if we wouldn't have won that motherfucker, we gonna be fighting as brothers out
there. Hey, look, I already know. Hey, look here. I already know. Hey, listen. I was prepared for that. I said, this motherfucker, I'm gonna have to fight this nigga. Hey, and I was already ready for that. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt like, with his style and his mouth, styles make fights. You know what I mean? And I just didn't see them having that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I told you that. I said they ain't gonna have nothing like him.
True.
I mean, I told you that. You know what I mean? I just didn't. And listen, first of all, that's no disrespect to them, because them was good bulldogs. Them guys.
No, I went into John Walston. That motherfucker was in the damn guards for 50 years. That motherfucker was a beast.
Yeah, them guys, they doing some good things there.
Let me just say real quick, you was mad when the N-words came out and you didn't want my brother to shoot the place up. You just said, fuck it. Let Tyrone handle it, because that's what it was going to. And you didn't allow him to get in the car. You said, fuck it, Bob. We're going to shut all this N-word shit up with. I know you paid the forfeit, but bring this motherfucker back out, because they keep out like you ducking. Mm-hmm. That's how that went. For people who don't know what's happening.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to get out, but they asked about gameness. I don't know. Did I give a good enough picture?
You broke it down to the bone bristle. That's the thing.
You gonna have to fight that big old nigga though.
And that's my brother, but he know we bump heads all the time anyway. We good though.
Two big niggas out there squabbing it up.
Hey, Ram. Hey, Ram. Bog know me and him is real soldiers.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Yeah, y'all been down there through it.
Hey, love him to death.
And look, and we managed to still be cool.
That's right. Hey, that man has saved my life, Ram. I talked to you after the show, boy. We saved a couple of lives that night.
Yeah, we got a super chat salute to Mr. Anderson in the super chat. Appreciate the support, man. He says, historically speaking, out of all the matches you've had, what's that one match that you would give anything to have back? What would you do different, Mr. Garcia?
Probably Mr. Rowdy against Clorox. Both of them were 2-time winners. And, contrary to what people tell you should do, I didn't pay attention sometimes because I always thought I could win. I did Mr. Rowdy at 37 and a half. He looked great. Both him and Clorox were 2-time winners, and Clorox was a 39-pound dog, so I went up from 37 to 39. That was my first mistake. I went the day before. I should have went the day of, because Mr. Rowdy, he was used to the routine. So when I got there the day before, because it was kind of a long trip, and I stayed at T.L. Williams' house before the show, and he just didn't settle down the whole night. I don't know if he stayed awake the whole night, but he was just restless the whole time. And the next day, all the next day. So we get there to the show, and I take him out for his last piss, and he saw the barn with the door open. He saw all the people inside. He knew what was up, and he just went off, screaming, hollering. I couldn't hardly handle him. We went to the weigh-in, the wash, all that. He was still restless, jumping, screaming, all that. I had to wash first, so naturally I'm in there first. He doing the same thing the whole time where they're washing floor up. And with all that, for the first hour and 10 minutes, they was on their feet. He got all the flesh chewed away from his bottom jaw. Both his front legs were broken. Mr. Rowdy took out one of Clark's front legs. At 2 hours, it was still close. Mr. Rowdy had him down, was in his throat, but he didn't have enough strength to finish him off. And then it went like that, back and forth like that, and I had to pick him up, man. He just didn't have enough. Even before, at the weigh-in, my partner at the time, he says, man, that dog's huge. Richard, let's forfeit. I said, fuck that. I'm here to do it, you know. That's just the way I was. And I was kind of, you know, the weight thing, you know, all that. So that's kind of a big regret. I mean, he proved himself game. He's a great dog, all that. But maybe under different circumstances, if I'd had more sense back then, it wouldn't have went that way. It would have went the other way. At his natural weight and getting there right before the show, you know, just all that. You can't cry over spilt milk, and it's not an excuse, but that's what happened. So maybe if I could go back in time and change that, I wouldn't even have done it. I would have just paid the forfeit. It was a high dollar match, so the forfeit was high. It wasn't that. It was just my attitude always was, I'm going to do this shit. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. If I'm off a little bit, hopefully the dog make up for it. And I've given up 2 pounds, 3 pounds, you know, against good dogs and won too. So I had that record. It usually went my way. Sometimes it didn't. That was one of the times it didn't. So, you know, I wouldn't advise people to do that, but I did it, you know.
That's that competitive spirit you got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I always thought I was going to win no matter what, under whatever. I didn't care where I was at, whether I was in Oakland, under, you know, or out in the hills, up at, you know, Bill Petrie's, or in LA, Arizona, you know, Reno, whatever. I didn't care, man. I didn't care how far it was or how close, next door, 2 blocks away, or 9 hours away. I was going to win. That was my attitude the whole way.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it kind of got the better of me that day. So, I guess I would take that back.
Right. Welcome down, Ram. Same question to you, man.
That had to be Red Jack to Yantis. And that was only because we didn't school Red Jack out enough. Like, we looked at him like 6 times and he put all 6 of them away, but he was just a tremendous chest dog with like a fucking 100 mouth. So we just went into a real good seasoned dog with a fucking ton of mouth too. And that proved to be the deciding factor. We only had 1 gear because that 1 gear was all we needed to get past everybody, you know? But just thinking back, like, I learned the most from that. That's why I always bring it up. Like, we didn't know Red Jack was going to be that game. We knew he was a fucking killer for sure. And we also didn't know that Yantis wasn't going to be that slick because we had seen him before and he was a wrecking ball, you know? He'd smash your shit to bits. But just he got smart, you know, when he felt that other 10 mouth on his ass and went right to the face like you supposed to. And that's where we stayed for the next hour and some change. We lost, but like I say, I learned a lot that day. So that's one that I would do over if I could go back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Brother Bach, what would you redo? What match?
Well, it's right here when I mentioned it before with my dear brother Garcia, and just even when I seen Fat Bill put, what's up, Fat Bill? I think that was 93.
Salute, Fat Bill.
I don't think that was 94. Yeah, that was 93, I believe, when Boone was talking about that show with Perry. I don't think that was 94. I think that was 93. 92 or 93, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, back to the question. Is the one where Brother Garcia, and that was in 91, Rich, when that happened?
Yeah.
When I came that way? All right.
Yep. Yep. I just seen it the other day going through the old books. I caught up on that show.
What year was it? Was it 91?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So 91, it was man, it's the worst shit ever, man. It really is embarrassing as a dog, man, even fucking say, because my pride and ego, I should have never left Norfolk Airport to go fly to Cali to begin with, because I was already fucked up before I left. So, I mean, I had a dude who I let condition, and he wanted to handle, you know, because he wanted to go in a Tito. He wanted to go in a dog.
My mom is on her way. I'm sorry. I'm just telling my. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah. So he wanted to face local boy Tito, dog man of the year. I said, all right. So my dumb ass lets him condition the dog, knowing he's not a premier conditioner. Because if that's the case, I could have let Parker condition the dog for me and just rode out there, you know, went out there and the dog would have been, we probably would have won it 9 out of 10. So we was already underweight. Fucking, we were so dry that the hair stood up on that motherfucker head till you pulled it down. It wouldn't even fall. That's how fucked up and dehydrated we was. So if we left that way, you can imagine what that long ass flight did. By the time we got there, they got a dead dog. I'm serious, man. So never forget Tito and them. They see us when we come out the joint. So they see, you know, bringing the kennel out. His boys, Pineapple Kid, made rest in peace and all that. They looked in that motherfucking joint. They got the laughing and shit. They say, hey, Bob. They say you got a couple of dollars. How much money you bring with you? I said, oh, shit. They said, well, whatever you got, we want all of it right here. We ain't got to go nowhere to bet no more. Whatever you got, we want to get that on right down to the Maynard. I said, ain't this a bitch? I said, man, fuck that. I said, you'll be able to get with the rest we got when we get. They said, no, Papa, let's get it now. I said, shit. So I'm knowing my boy I'm knowing he got all of the damn IVs and all the shit he needs. Okay? We get to the room. That motherfucker had that dog pissed that motherfucker like he had parvo. I said, oh shit. We really fucked up. I said, Donnie, you got some shit to get inside there water bag in it before tomorrow? He said, he'll be all right. I said, what you mean? I'm going to feed him plenty of water. I said, water? He ain't going to drink that much water? Man, I should have paid the forfeit. It's still my ego. And me allowing his ass to face Tito. That's all he's saying. Bach, please, man, please. I want to face this motherfucker. And I'm like, shit, with what? A dead dog to begin with? So my dumb ass, now it is nighttime. We still ain't no wetter. We get in this motherfucker, man. Rich seen this shit. I know Rich said, damn, I know this guy ain't this fucked up to come all the way on this trip. That dog hair stand on his back looking like a horse's mane up that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I felt so bad I didn't even want to bet against you. Man.
It's embarrassing. Right, man, it is a shame on my record that had this, and it was a shame, man. So I feel ashamed to even be mentioning this shit. Y'all don't bring no question up like this no more for me to have to mention no shit like this, bro. So that's when I need a Boone around, because Boone would have said, man, you ain't taking that motherfucker. You know, so I get in there. So so they asking me some more. I said, man, no, I said, whatever the fuck we got bet, they said, man, you ain't bet no, man, fuck that. So make a long story short, which Rich saw, and Rich, you could see if we had any energy, we withstood the whole shit he came out with, and then had him on his back, but we just didn't have enough to do nothing.
Yeah, is a
you know what I'm saying?
You know? Yeah. And you know, looking out from the outside looking in, you know, you don't know all that happens. What I seen was a dog, you know, he didn't look that good. you know, just
Right.
physically. And we talk about gameness all the time. You know, Rasta Man just did this and that, you know, and it didn't go that long. It only went 38 minutes.
Right.
But without knowing all that, what I'm looking at is a game dog.
Right.
That's all I'm seeing. And I'm going, fuck, man, this dog's in that condition and this and that.
Right.
I knew you'd come from 3,000 miles away and all
Right.
that.
Right.
That's gameness. That's gameness. And it's a kind of gameness that you don't see a lot of often, and it sticks with you. I mean, 40 years later, I got it playing in my head just how it went. And you know, when he made that little effort to come back, you know,
Right.
I knew it wasn't enough, but
Right.
for him to have that in him to even try to do that, that's just all heart. There was no dog there, just all heart.
It's hard.
You know?
There you go,
It
brother.
was, he
Heart
was
and soul.
I felt sorry for the fucking dog, man. I'm telling you, I did. I
Hey.
felt bad for him. Man.
Everybody did. That's why your wife remembered me from fucking 30 years ago.
Yeah,
She remembered me from being there because anytime y'all, when y'all took that y'all dinner table and threw that shit on the floor, all that was on there and made room for him on that table, and they tried to fix him up, but he because he died with the breaking stick in his mouth.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And when your wife and them start crying, and everybody was crying. I mean, a lot of motherfuckers crying. Like, damn, this was a game. And like you said, it was 38 minutes. It wasn't so, but he just showed no sign of a bitch in him. He was there to die, and he died.
Yeah, he did.
It's heart and soul. Heart and soul, my brother. I'm telling you. See, gameness is you can talk about it. You can pretend. You can try to fake it. You know what I mean? I'm talking about an individual, you know? But them dogs, man, when they put their heart on the line, they don't know but one direction. That's forward. That's forward, man. And when you see that, you got to be able. I tell you what, we did Whitley Sandy, and we won. We beat Ricky with her. Then we turned around. We went into Ken Allen with Little Sister. Did anybody know anything about her? Any of y'all guys?
No.
She supposed to have been a sister to Tornado, I believe. But man, let me tell you, that bitch had a 12 mouth. You hear me? Man, when we cut Sandy loose, man, Sandy ran out there. And when she ran out there, Little Sister grabbed her by the mother and said, crack, 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 crack. I said, God damn. I'm talking about the first fucking bite, just ripped the fucking mother in half. I'm talking about the whole fucking bone, man. I'm looking, I said, God damn. I said, shit. I said, I'm gonna let her stay in there. In my mind now, this Mr. Whitley dog, he's standing there, you know what I mean? And he looking, come on, Sandy, come on, Sandy. And I'm looking, I'm saying, shit. I already did, you know. So ain't no more these bitches right here that out of that litter. I said, shit, she getting fucked up, but the bitch driving, trying to do everything. I said, I went over there. I said, Mr. Whitley, I said, look, I said, in 30 minutes, I'm gonna pick her up. He said, you gonna pick her up? I said, yeah. I said, cause she getting fucked up. You know, I mean, you can see it, man. You know, I just, you know, she was the last one left as far as bitches. Ain't no sense in letting her die. You see what I'm saying? But she trying all she can. She doing all she can, but she can't get past this mouth. This mouth is breaking her up, right? So I said, we're gonna pick up. I said, but we're gonna pick up, but I want to get a courtesy scratch. I picked up, pulled that bitch back to the corner. She flew out that corner. Bam! Took on back to the house. Now you got all the Whitley dogs all over the world, everywhere. Out that bitch. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes as a handler, you got to recognize when you can't win. You know, it's like some people, it's like they don't want to accept defeat. Defeat is something that's going to happen when you're in competition. You can't avoid it. You can't hide from it. It's going to happen. It's how you deal with it. You know, you can accept it and move on and make better days. Just like me, I did drill bit. She was 16 months old. But I just feel like I got an ace. Ain't nothing nobody can tell me. This bitch 16 months old. And I did her, and she made Tito dog look real bad. But she ran out of heart at the 3-hour mark. I turned around and did her, 7 more times? I won 5. So I didn't lose no money with her. I made money. But it's you know, they'll show you they heart. If they got it, they'll show it to you, man. And patent don't change it. But anyway, let's go back to Ram. I meant to say bruh Kevin, man, damn, y'all done got me hyped up and Schoolboy hyped up. I like that energy. God damn it. Come on, Schoolboy. Bring it on, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Schoolboy, you got that had my hair standing up on my motherfucking neck.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. You know, speaking of, I like to mention, you know, speaking of my wife, you know, like Bach said, she was just that way with the dog. It didn't matter if we was in $1 million home, she'd have been the same way. She'd have cleared the room, cleared the table. She was that way, man. And you know, that Mr. Rowdy dog I mentioned, she bottle fed him. She hand raised him. And I didn't realize this till afterwards, and I even wrote about it in my book. But after he lost, we take him out. They're working on him. He's going to make it. They put the IV, all that stuff. She stood by him and stayed with him from that moment until we got home. She never left his side. Not even, we went back, stayed overnight. She stayed with him. She didn't sleep with me. She just stayed with him, wherever he went, wherever he had to go to the bathroom, she took him. She carried him out to piss because he couldn't stand up. His legs were broken. And she put him in the kennel, it sat in the back seat with him in the kennel instead of up front with me. Got him home.
Tell your wife this, man. She get the Heart and Soul Hall of Fame Award from 78 Sports TV.
I'll tell her, brother.
Yes,
thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
she did love that damn dog. That was like her baby, you know.
she just loved dogs, man. She loved dogs.
Yeah. And when she saw Box Dog, that's why she started crying. She knew what it was like. She lost dogs before, you know. And I think in her heart, in her mind, she knew that dog wasn't going to make it. She saw the whole show.
Yeah.
And she just knew. So whatever she could do to help, she's going to do it. She's that way with people. She's that way with animals, especially babies. And that's why she reacted that way, man. She just, you know, felt bad. We talked about it all day the next day, and you know, and it just, you know, like I said, it stuck with 40 years later. Remember Bach when he came over, went in, she goes, yeah, I remember. Remember he cleared the tape? Yeah, I remember. That poor dog.
That's
that was
right.
A game dog
That's
and
right.
this and that, you know, a game dog, and
right.
Dog had heart, you know. And when you see that, like Rosterman said, the hair stands up on the back of your neck or on your arm.
Yes.
It's just something that hits you in your soul that unless you see it, you don't know. You don't know it. You got to see it. Got to go through it.
Yeah.
And guess what's the good part about that? I'm sorry. Guess what's the good part about that, Rich? First of all, Parker bred that dog. I bred down there too. He bred that dog as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so pissed when I got back home and he heard I took a defeat. He said, man, I told you. The fuck you ain't supposed to take no L's. You shouldn't have fucking went down there with him anyway. He was good, but if you told me he was flying all the way to damn California, I'd have sent you with Tyrone. I said, well, shit, I need that motherfucker now. Because
you should have turned it back on him. Why didn't you say this shit beforehand?
Hey, boy, I tell you one thing. I have to say, me and Parker go through our shit, man, with each other, man. You know, we have a love-hate relationship. I respect that, man, and he's right at the top of the greatest to me. But I tell you, he felt so bad for me, even though he was mad. He said, "Man, goddamn," because he wouldn't even let me pay for Tyrone. I couldn't even pay him $10,000 back then for the dog. After I said I would have paid $100 for him when I seen him roll at a year. So to make a long story short, that's how I got his ass, and that's the day that boom.
and myself with Tito came down and went to Boone, and I went into Jesse Rodriguez, Maverick with Tyrone. So that's how I got Tyrone after that. So if that shit didn't happen and I won, I might have never got Tyrone, man. So,
that's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, things happen for a reason. You know?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. One thing,
Salute to Q Parker too. That's the homeboy. You shoot him my number, but
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I did get. I think I gave it to him. Not, I give it to him when we get off here. I definitely will.
Right.
Yeah.
Salute,
Sir.
Brown Sugar, Tay Tay in the building. Salute to you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. All right, we got another.
All right,
question.
Tay Tay.
This question here is this question here kind of confused me, but maybe y'all will know what he's talking about. It said, does the panel think there were more game dogs in the past than in recent years, and how much did the market for curs change that? Do you understand that question, Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, I think so. I'll say this, in my opinion, you know, and it ain't the end all be all and all that. I think dogs were more durable. That's what I'll say. Gameness is gameness, just like hard mouth and ability and all that stuff. Things have advanced, like nutrition, understanding conditioning, you know. But on the flip side, you know, I don't know how to say this any other way. I think people are softer with their dog. Not the dogs are softer, but them being softer, it you know, they're not willing to call. They're not willing to do what it takes to maintain healthy, strong, durable dogs with a constitution. You know, that's over generations. And I know, you know, I get a lot of arguments from this, a lot of feedback on the negative side that I'm wrong, and you know, but in my opinion, if you don't have them high standards, if you don't call hard, if you don't take certain individuals out of your breeding program, it's going to bring your bloodline down. It's going to bring your family of dogs down. That's proven, because you know there's always been sickness in dogs, whether it's parvo or babesia, corona, and all that. But little things like allergies or little ailments and stuff, I didn't see that back then. You didn't see a lot of that. And the conditions were harder back then, just like in the past with people. You know, they may have not have lived as long as people do today because of medicine and all that, but they were tougher. When you're talking about doing labor 14, 16 hours a day, that's kind of how it was with the dog. To me, they were just more durable. Not saying that a game dog today, there's a bunch of them, and gameness is gameness no matter what. But overall durability and constitution, I think in the past there was more of it. And due to the, you know, the atmosphere today, the laws, all that stuff, you know, you can't do a lot of the things that we used to do back then that we talk about that's in the past. You're just not able to do it, you know. You can't keep 100 dogs like some people did. Not here in the US anyways. You can't run through them and just keep the very best. And a lot of people don't do that anyways, just by the nature of the atmosphere, how it is, you know. So it's not the dog's fault. Sometimes it's not the people's fault. But I'll just say this: if there's something that isn't worthy of putting in your breeding program, don't do it. Just because a dog is bred a certain way, or he's got a certain pedigree, or he's off certain dogs or whatever, that doesn't matter. Because the greatest producers in the world, in the history, and we'll get into that later, still threw cur dogs or shitty dogs, you know, or subpar dogs. That's just, with anything, that's going to happen. So if you compound it by using them types of dogs in your breeding program, it just amplifies it. That's about the best way I can explain it.
Yes, indeed. Rastaman Boom, what's your take on that question? Let me reread the question. It said, does the panel think there were more game dogs in the past than in recent years? And how much did the market for curs change that?
I think that back in the day, because you know, the word of mouth and then the travel of people here and there seeing the dogs and this and that. You know, they had great dogs back then, you know, and do I think it was more back then? You know, it's kind of hard to say, you know, because you ain't got no stats to prove of what it is today, other than the stuff that's in the journals. You know what I mean? And then you can look at what's going on in the books today. If I don't know, they don't make the journal no more, do they? I'm asking, do they make the journal anymore?
There's a Sporting Dog Journal International, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
What the content is, you know. I don't think anybody putting out any kind of magazine reports, shows, or anything, even international shows where it's not illegal. I don't think that's done. So you, in that respect, yeah, there's, how do you measure it?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I'm not saying there ain't better dogs today or just as good. There is, but because of the things you're saying, Rasta man, you know, how do you check and who's doing what?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
How you go? Where you gonna make it compare? Where you gonna get the stats from? You know, where you gonna get? But what we do know, that there was a lot of brothers doing dogs 200 years ago. You know, from whatever perspective it was, and now we 2022 with that part of it, you know, being history, and I guess they got a new age, but I just think that because of the internet has allowed more people to communicate with one another, you know, whereas when, you know, back in the day, you had to be known by somebody and came through somebody that knew somebody of somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know how it was, you know, and so now it's internet people buying dogs and they selling them and they breeding them, and you know, and they got the papers, you know what I mean? They just, you know, that's what they doing now. And then if you know, if I'm assuming they probably say they got champion this or champion that. I mean, I'm sure they, you know, whatever it is they got. And so, you know, and you know, and that's what's going on now. But back then it was just a lot more private, and
you have you have almost a role reversal, because way back in the day, even in our time, most people that had the dogs did something with them. They competed with them. And even earlier than that, you had people in the public getting dog here and there. Colby sold dogs all over the world, but there wasn't a lot of it. Most of the people that were involved with the dogs were breeders, competitors. That's what they did with the breed. It was accepted. It was accepted in the United States. All kinds of people from all walks of life went to the matches and had dogs and went and seen them. Famous people and all that. It was an accepted practice. So flip it around now. There's still those type of people, serious people that got as good at dogs as ever, maybe better than they were in the past. But you have that element, which is a lot more of it, that just anybody has the dog. And how do you verify shit? Just like you were saying, how do you check the facts? Unless you know the people, it's hard to do. I don't know them. And you know, I talk to a lot of people and I travel a lot of different places, but I don't really know, you know, who's involved doing what. And I'm not saying there ain't people that do that, but it was just common. You can call, if you knew somebody who was somebody across the country, and you call them, whether it's James Crenshaw or Don Brode or Jack Kelly, whoever, hey, what's happening? Yeah, I just won last week and this and that. It was just normal to do that, you know, because it wasn't so vilified like it is now. So that's a big difference. There's a lot more dogs now, and there's still good dogs. I'm sure that's never a question. But compared to the past, the dogs that most were around, the people were doing shit with them. They were matching them. They were competing with them. And it's just because, like I said, because of the atmosphere, the times, laws, and all that. a lot of people that have them can't do nothing with them because, you know, they want to get in trouble or whatever, you know.
Right.
So, you know, I get it both ways from old people, and I'm talking 60, 70, 80-year-old people. Some of them will say the dogs in the past were better than they are today. And some of them say, no, the dogs today are better than they were back then. So,
but,
you know,
but my thing is this, is I don't think, you know, now I might be wrong here about what I'm about to say. I don't think no individual can stake the claim that dogs are better today than they were yesterday, or dogs were better yesterday than today, because this is what I'm saying. A schoolboy, you got a son?
Yep.
And do he have a son?
Yep.
Have your grandson had a son yet?
No.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Still gonna be schoolboy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. No, I'm right with you.
You see what
yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah.
It might be generations on out there, but it's still schoolboy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like when you pull up your genealogy, when they do all that, they trace you back to your great-great-great-grandfather, and they say, this is you right here. They don't say, that might be you.
Yeah. Everybody see the pictures, you know. They see my grandson, they say, he look just like you.
Yeah. So I think that the same quality that was back then is here today. You know, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. You know,
no, you ain't wrong. It's just more individual, is what I'm saying. It's more
we know that.
One on one.
Yeah, we know that.
There's still 60, 70-year-old dudes that have been active, stay active all that time. And they just got better, and their dogs have gotten better. Yeah. It's just what I'm saying is overall, there's not those type of people, you know.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. I agree.
The dogs were just as good back then, and they'll be just as good today because you know, everything coming off the same tree, even though it's generations after. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. And I'll say this: if Tudor Spike or Blackjack Jr. or Tudor's Goldie, or I don't care if it's White Rock or whatever, back in the day, Charlie Lloyd's Pilot, if they was good back then, great dogs back then, if they was alive today, they could compete in today's, you know. With, you know, because a badass motherfucker is a badass motherfucker. No matter what.
Right. Whether it's back then or today.
There you go. Yeah.
Go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry.
Yes, indeed. No problemo. Welcome down, Ram. I got another question for you, Ram. This question here is, how does the panel go about using goat milk? Mix it with your feed or substitute with water?
I mix it in water and pour it on the feed. You know, some people give a little bit of it dry for the puppies or whatever. I don't know. I ain't never did that. I always mixed it with water and put it in the food. You know, I didn't substitute it for water because you still fucking need water, especially out here where I'm at. So my dogs drink water all goddamn day, even if I put goat milk in their food when I feed them. But yeah, I just mix it with the water, bro.
Right.
Read the directions and follow them. You feel me? Ain't no special secret sauce way to use that shit, man. That's user directed. You feel me?
Yes, indeed. What about you, Mr. Garcia? You use goat milk?
Yeah. I you know, when you're switching them over from the mama to regular feed, you know, I used to make like a porridge or a slurry form, you know, and I just put the goat milk in that. Even with, if you're using kibble, you know, I used to use a lot of Gerber products, you know, baby food and stuff like that to start the pups off. But I just put goat milk in it, and you can put the goat milk with, let's say you're feeding kibble. You put it with the kibble, let it set till the kibble gets soft, and then you can blend it up or mash it up, you know, and just give it to them like that. Or just, you know, when they start eating the harder kibble, just pour some in the kibble. Because the goat milk does wonder. You can give it to them. You can give it to a grown dog. You know, it don't hurt them. And the reason goat milk is better than cow's milk, because cow's milk can. That's why they tell you don't feed your dog chocolate or milk or whatever. The cow's milk can cause pancreas problems, right? And the goat milk doesn't do that. It's better for them. It's healthier for them. Even your own kids, if you want to, you got babies or whatever, where instead of giving them cow's milk, if they have a reaction to it or whatever, you can give them goat's milk, and generally they won't have a problem with it, But that's the main difference. That's why we use goat's milk, because cow's milk is not good for dogs.
Yes, indeed. Rastaman Boone, any experience with goat milk?
I've never used it, but I've seen people, and I've talked to different people, and they said they used it. I ain't never used no goat milk. I ain't never, but I done heard people talk about it, and I know people that feed it when they feed their puppies, and they, that's what they do. But I ain't never did it.
Right. Okay. I think we got enough good answers on that one. Another question we got last week was, what kind of people did y'all try to avoid doing business with back in the day, back in your day? Welcome down around, Big Step. Let's start with you on that one.
The same motherfuckers I avoid doing business with now. Motherfucker, no matter the business, if you a shady motherfucker, you're gonna be doing shady shit no matter what genre of business you in. So just avoid shady, beady-eyed motherfuckers. If you can't trust them at your crib when ain't nobody there, then don't fucking, I wouldn't shoot dice with that motherfucker. You feel me? I wouldn't play Monopoly with his bitch ass. I wouldn't trust him even on that. So yeah, I just avoid all the shady motherfuckers, man. Cause I do something to them, and then I'll be the bad guy, and only one got to go to court and all that shit. You feel me?
Right.
So yeah, the same people I don't fuck with now, the same people I ain't fuck with then. When I get old, I still ain't fucking with you niggas.
Yeah, Mr. Garcia, what type of people? Yeah, go ahead.
Same like Graham said, people you don't like, people you can't trust. They're about the same thing. I used to say this because we family oriented and all that, and I call everybody friend, everybody brother. But back in the day, I used to tell people, if I can't trust you to babysit my kids, we ain't that close. Okay. And I do have some friends that we babysit each other's kids and family, go to Disneyland, all that. But there's very few. But just my wife ain't that way, She just not trusting of a lot of people. But it's a measure of our friendship and our trust. If my wife says, yeah, you can stay over their house, you could. So it's kind of the same thing. If you can't trust them, don't deal with it. Don't let the name or the bloodline or your love and obsession with the breed get in the way of your good sense.
Right.
There's always dogs. There's all kinds. You can get them from everywhere. So don't let that I want this blood, lead you to deal with somebody you shouldn't be dealing with. They ain't good people to you. Don't fuck with them. You'd be better off in the long run. That's about it.
Yes, indeed. Let's go with Rastaman Boone. The exact question was, what kind of people did you try to avoid back in the day doing business with?
Yeah. hey, I'm gonna make a joke. Okay.
I'm already laughing.
Hey, I just want y'all to laugh. All the rednecks.
I hear you.
Cause boy, I had them all around me. But no, man, I got along with them pretty good. Cause they was the ones that was doing it. So and you had to befriend them. They'll be talking that shit. You know what I mean? They'll slip up and say some shit. You know what I mean? But I just didn't let it bother me. But like some of my buddies, they got a little irritated about certain things they might say, and I'm like, look, man, fuck that shit. Don't pay that shit no attention. We're gonna whoop their ass and get the hell out of here, okay? You know? And so that's what we did, man. You know. And it was fun though. And then you know what? The good thing about it, I was glad to know they was redneck because you know we were still friends. You know, hey boy, hey, how you doing? We was all right. You know, I mean, you can't tell a man how to be. You know what I mean? But we were sharing something that was we shared something that was common to both of us, and that was the dogs. And so you know, I had been went to a place we did some dogs, and the guy said, hey man, you know, we standing there in this house, right? He just looking at me, right? And I'm just standing there, you know. He said, yeah, you the first black guy been in my house. I said, damn, I need to get the hell out of here. You know, but he was a good dude, man. He turned out to be a good dude, man. Good dude, man. Had some good dogs. You know, just was a good dude, man. But I'm just saying, in that time, you know, that era, I dealt with a lot of that. And it was okay, you know, because I had to learn how to be slow to anger. You know, because, you know, I was saying, you know, they're saying nigga this, nigga that. You know how they, I mean, for real, I heard this shit. But I didn't let it intimidate me, nor did I let it bother me to the point to where I wanted to get outside of myself. I wanted to put that dog on their ass and tear their ass up. You see what I'm saying? And when that shit was over, I was laughing like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, you know, hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. You know, we all get along, man. You know, that's it, man.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Frederick Hadzab, salute to you, man. Appreciate the love. In the super chat, he says, speaking on double grand champion Tornado, does the panel know anything about the Bearfield dogs? I knew people in Hammond, Louisiana with them. Anybody familiar with those dogs?
Never heard of them until you said that name right now, bro. I couldn't tell you nothing.
I don't know nothing about no Barefoot.
Yeah, he's from where was he from? I think he's from Louisiana or something. He was real active dog man back in the day. And I think you know, Champion Saloon, Bearfield Saloon, that's Tornado's daddy or grandpa.
Yeah, okay, so saloon stuff. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not real familiar with his blood. I do know Mexican Dan, he got best in show over Bearfield in a convention in, it was either Louisiana or Mississippi, with a little bitch named Little Girl. But yeah, I used to follow him all. I just can't remember the blood. I think that is some Eli stuff. I think it's either Eli or Corvino, or it's a Eli Corvino cross. Saloon is. He was a 4-time winner. I think he was Tornado's granddaddy, grandsire. Bearfield Saloon, I think. He was a killing machine too, according. I think she was a 10-time winner. You know, her daddy was a 4-time winner. His daddy was a 4-time winner. All that Saloon, and I forget the other one. But there, you know, a lot of competition, a lot of performance there.
I mean, the ones, her daddy and her grandfather, they didn't duck nobody, did they?
No.
Oh, so Tornado's the only one ducked me, huh?
Yeah, she's the only one. That's the only blotch on there. She almost, you know what? She had a license to be a 10-time winner. That's my point. There's all that performance behind her. How could she not? You know, other than ducking you, yeah.
I say this right here. You know,
she whipped a few dogs. You know,
I have the ultimate respect for, and I have the ultimate respect for their camp. But when people was around us that know that I did everything in my power to try to make it happen, even when after I bred my bitch, And it wasn't but one person that was here that could have been telling them that my bitch was bred because I wasn't talking to them. And that was Fat Bill, you see? And so Ken called at that time saying he liked the duo. And I said, well, you know, I don't, you know, say that we could do her, but I done bred Lady Stone. Oh yeah, I heard you got another bitch over there. We'll do that. Well, okay, we'll do that. You know what I mean? So I felt that if I accommodated him, he would accommodate me. That's what I felt. But he went outside of that to do it with other dogs, and then him himself out of his own mouth told me it wouldn't happen. He said the only way it would happen if we put both of them bitches on the same show. I said, ain't no fucking way. I said, ain't no way. I said, if them bitches show up on the same ground, they got to be going into one. I ain't gonna, you do Tornado and I do Lady Stone so we can talk about them. Fuck that. I want to put my bitch on your bitch, and if she killed my dog, that's what's gonna happen, but I want to do it. You see? But they wouldn't do it. And everybody that was in and around, Rika Jones, all of them, they know, because Rika the one who started the conversation. He got so frustrated with them, not with me, with them. He said, look, man, here, you call him, you talk to him. He said, man, I've been trying this, that, you know what I mean? And I ain't getting nowhere. You talk here, I'm gonna give you the number, you call him, you talk to him. And that's one thing I can say about Ricky, even though he did what he did. If he had a dog, I felt like he'd try it, you know. Now, I don't know him of him ducking nobody, but I do know he would do a dog. I know that shit. You know, we seen that. But yeah, that's the story with Tornado. But Bakari had said something to me about Fat Bill claiming that that didn't happen. And you know, man, I had been thinking about this. What would I say pertaining to Fat Bill?
Rasta man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it be silent.
Okay.
You know why, bro? Cause he know the motherfucking truth. Cause I don't want to say what I really want to say. Cause you know I ain't did nothing but try to treat that brother right. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna be silent on that. But everybody know, he know. You know, the deal was you knock Tornado off. I mean, you knock Blondie off, you get Tornado. I did that. When it came chance to do it, they didn't want to do it. I couldn't pull my dog on them. They wouldn't do it. First, they try to outbet me. I come up with that. They come back with double that. I come up with that. Then it went from that, not doing it. So who ducking who? Now, I give Tornado all the credit in the world. She was a badass bulldog. That's for real. But I just felt like I had to stop her, you know, and wanted to try it. Hey, check this out. Now, let's be for real, because, you know, I ain't got nothing like I used to have. You know, I ain't even close to it. If a fool show up on your door right now, schoolboy, back in them times, we talking about back in them times, you know, like right now, if we was back in the 80s or whatever, and he showed up on your doorstep with $100, and you got Big Red out there, and Big Red the same size that motherfucker is, and you see this clown don't know what the hell he doing, you ain't gonna get that $100.
$300.
And you know, we did that a lot of them days, you know, and it didn't matter who it was. You just, they close, you do it, you know. $50, $100, $200, $300, whatever. You know?
You show up with that money, motherfucker, you got.
Yeah. I throw my damn son in there with a dog. I don't care.
so you gonna tell me, oh, you didn't want to do it? Motherfucker, I was trying to get the money away. Shit. What the fuck you talking about? So all I'm saying, the fantasy seekers, and then the ones that know, that play like they don't know, they can have that world. I ain't gonna bother them. They can have it. But I know, they know, and anybody that was close in the circle know. You know, when they went and got the professor, I knew it was on. I told the professor when I said, oh, they got you in the camp. Oh my God, I know we're gonna do it now because the professor supposed to be one of the top conditioners. You see? So I'm like, oh shit, it's on now, boy. When I seen him, I like, boy, we gonna do it. Well, you know, like, oh shit, this motherfucker ain't talking right. Sound like he got breaks in his voice, man.
Motherfucker started speaking French.
What the fuck? Hold up, man. I know we gonna do this thing, ain't we? He's smiling, you know, so, but it never happened. And I understand why, because it was said they didn't want to blemish the career. In which I just felt, you know, Stone would have changed all that shit. Wouldn't been no double grand champion. That bitch would have got killed. But they didn't want to do it. I was willing to do it. Even when they got old, I was willing to do it. I didn't care. I just wanted to try it. You know what I mean? I guess I'm just stupid, right? Huh?
Competitive.
Hell no, that's competitive shit.
You know, just like you were saying about me, but you just, you know, that's the way it was.
Yeah, man. But then Fat Bill gonna try to make it look like it didn't happen, and I'm lying. Man, I'm telling you, man. Boy, I can't believe Fat Bill said that shit. He didn't tell me that shit. Bakary said he said it, but I'm blown away, man. I really am, man. Really blown away. But anyway, let's move. Let's move.
Now the record is straight.
Yeah. I hope we don't have to touch it no more, but it seemed like, you know, it's like this right here. I wouldn't give a fuck if I'd have lost, Schoolboy. That's all I'm saying. That's just the bottom line with me. It didn't matter. I done lost before. Bark done seen me lose. I done lost. Hey, I ain't go out there calling nobody no names and tripping on he rubbed my dog. He did. I ain't do none of that shit. I took that shit and went right on about my goddamn business and did it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's what you do.
Yeah, man.
But you wanted to see. You wanted to find out.
That's
Find out
all.
if it was right. That's it.
That's all. Whether win, lose, draw, pick up, whatever. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. I wouldn't have been like none of them. I got my ace, and my ace getting killed, and you think I'm gonna just let her die? Hey, you done lost your fucking mind. Hey, it wouldn't been nothing. Hey, we picked up Whitley's Sandy, and we did her sister. She won one and came back and lost the second one. We picked her up. She got a whole back end broke. That bitch was scratching like she was winning. You see what I'm saying? But we picked her up. You see what I'm saying? You think I'd have watched Stone die and then say, oh, leave the bitch down? The hell no. I'd have grabbed my, hey, man, it's over, man. Just like I did with Sadie. I did it with Sadie. You know? Sadie was swapping toe-to-toe with her. Toe-to-toe. I mean, Sadie was right there, man. But she just kept letting Tornado bite her. I was like, damn, bitch, go on a muzzle, get her off of you. You know, she just wouldn't do it, man. Sadie just, she didn't raise her level of play. And because of that, you know, she got broke up, but she lived. I saved her. And then I sold her. So all I'm saying is, man, I wish we'd have did it. And I don't care what nobody said, what nobody think. I know I tried to force it to happen. I mean, I don't know what more I could have did. But anyway, let's move.
Hey, salute Ashanti Mindy. 7-8 granddaddy made him eat his turtle and go.
Like a motherfucker, man. Like a motherfucker, man. I was mad as hell, man. Made me eat my own damn turtle.
Turtle soup.
Eat that turtle, boy. That's a meal.
Let me say this to the chat, man. Look, man, any personal vendettas, any personal beef, make that between you and that person, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't distract from the show, man. You and that person can deal with that issue. Let me see here. Are the best performers the best producers? Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, that came up. That's why I came up. It's come up a few times because and it's basically geared towards stud dog. because with females it's a little bit different, you know. And I'm talking about horses, chickens, dogs, whatever, you know. And if you the problem with the breed is the information, you know, it's not complete. If you go to thoroughbred horsing, they got records going back to the 1500s almost. We don't have that. So you have to do as much research as you can to going back all the way to the 1890s to see which studs were the top producers. And through that and get as many facts as you can. So if you do that, in my opinion, what it shows is, because you have the opposite saying that you know, curs produce, cold dog produce, or dogs that are inbred and they never competed, never did nothing. That all that is true, but the volume of facts show that the dogs that were considered tops in their day that could produce were the best producers. If you go back to the inception of the breed, you know, with Cockney Charlie's Lloyd's champion Pilot, his son champion Patty. If you go up through the years with Blackjack Jr., even DIBO and Bullet and Art and, you know, Boomerang, you know, most bloodlines named after dogs are named after top dogs. So the propensity of evidence shows that top producers generally were the top performers in their day. I mean, if you think of all the bloodlines, and that doesn't take anything away from dogs that weren't competed with, like Hammond's Rufus or even Frisco or Stompanato, you know. But I did a little survey, and people, they either like to use the ROM list or they don't. But most people will refer to the ROM list even if they knock it. So going up to 2002, I did a numbers count of the dogs that are on the list from top to bottom, dogs that were competed with, that were producers, and dogs that weren't. It's like 3-to-1. 3-to-1 in favor of winners, champions, and grand champions versus dogs that were not done anything with, whether they were cold or never matched or whatever. So that's some measure of production. And like I said, you know, just in our own head, the Colby's, you know, Kager and almost any dog that is famous going back were known as good producers. That's why they're famous, because they produce dog after dog. A dog like Colby's Dime, I don't think he was ever touched. He's probably one of the greatest producers in history, and he's produced a lot of good dogs, and I don't think he was ever even rolled. But again, the evidence shows that that's not the normal, that's the exception. You know, whether it's, name the bloodlines, REDBOY, Boomerang, Bolio, Bully Son, all of them considered top dogs in their day, you know. And then you have other ones. It's like a buddy of mine, you know, real competitive, you know, good record, champions, best in show, all that stuff, Gameness, all that. His two main stud dogs were best in show winners. He based most of his dogs off those two dogs. And even before those two dogs, the dogs he used were winners or champions, you know. And even people that you haven't heard of, or dogs you never heard of, you know, talking to all these old heads, you know, they'll tell me this dog threw this and he threw that. And, you know, even Jensen's King and stuff like that. His first litter, he had 3 or 4 champions in it. All of them were winners, and he had 3 or 4 champions. He was a 4 or 5-time winner himself. Dogs you don't even hear about, they were competed with Fontana's Booger and you know, Tonka and all kinds of stuff. Stu Fowler, name them. Most of them were. And I just wanted to bring that up because I get a lot of negative. Well, what about this dog? What about that? There's no question those dogs were good producers. But the overall, the facts show that, you know, top performers are the best stud dogs. So, I mean, it's going to be debate till the end of time.
Right.
But I just wanted other people's input, what they thought about it, you know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome down, Rad Big Steppin', man. Your take on are the best performers the best producers?
I gotta agree with everything the OG Mr. Garcia just said, man. That's real shit. And the proof is in the pudding, you know. All my best dogs came from dogs who was performers, and they went on to produce performers that was just as good or better than them. So it's got to be some type of fact to that. Even if we don't got a complete record of it, we could look like Mr. Garcia said he did up to 2002. That's just 20 years ago, you know, up to 20 years ago. And I bet if we was to check now and got honest answers and shit and correct records, it would still be 3-1, maybe 4-1, you know, because more people now, I think, don't want to try to breed off a cold dog. You know, motherfuckers want that performing edge and everything now. That's why shit, factory fucking cars is coming with 500 plus horsepower now, you know. Everybody want more. So to get more, you gotta do more performing. Get better performance, you gotta check them and compete with them. So it's gotta be that, man, you know.
It's a good point, because even you talk to people like in Mexico or Serbia, you talk to people outside the country where it's not illegal, they'll tell you the same thing. That's part of where I get my information from, you know. I talk to all kinds of people, like I said, and they tell me this and that. And, well, what was his daddy like? Well, his daddy was a champion, you know. His daddy was a grand champion or ex-grand champion or you know, best in show or whatever, you know. And it just kind of, you know, it just shows that, you know. And you know, I mentioned this to my friend, and he goes, "Well, Richard, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want your best producers to come from performers? You know, it just makes sense." So, but it has to be backed up by some kind of facts, and that to me, that's what the facts showed. You know, just like.
But I add too, just so don't nobody get confused and just go out and breed to any old thing just because he a dope ass performer. Sometimes they don't produce themselves, man. You know.
Yeah.
Be it they could be bred to 10 different bitches, bred all 10 different ways, and fucking the percentages will be so low. Sometimes they just take all the juice. And the offspring that do make it from them usually could be the producer. So keep that in mind too.
That's true. Good point, because believe it or not, there's multiple winners that are bred. They don't produce shit, nothing. Don't matter what you do with them. And that's just the nature of the game. That's
the luck of the draw. You don't get everything in the game. The game make you work for some of the shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, indeed. Rastaman Boom, how do you feel about the best producers, best performers being the best producers?
I think you there's a possibility of getting good ones from good performers, and then there's a possibility of getting good ones that don't perform. I just think, you know, now what is the highest percentage of getting the best dogs from the ones that are winning? I'm assuming you might have a little more, because people have a tendency to want to breed them a lot more. You know what I mean? But you know, Schoolboy said he did a stat, and so based upon what his stat is, he said it was 3-1. So I guess with the volume of good ones that's, you know, going through people's hands, probably stay on the high side of it. You know, of getting good dogs. You know what I mean? But that you know, there are dogs that ain't never touched a hair. They throw quality dogs too. So that's
yep. You have to acknowledge that. Like I mentioned, I don't think Rufus, they done anything with him. He's a great producer. Stompanato, Colby's dime. You know, there's all throughout history. But you know, we talk about following traits. So if the good ones have the good traits and they're able to pass it on, that's what people are going to go with. That's what they're going to follow. You know, and that's just something that comes up. It ain't, like I said, ain't the end all be all. It ain't 100%. That's just what it showed. And other people in other like horse racing and cockfighting, you know, I've seen the same statements being made, you know, and it's a little different with females. You know, I think most people will understand and accept that too, because females are not always competed with, and in chickens, you know, they don't fight the females, you know, they don't fight the hens, but what most of them will do, the top guys do, is they breed to the hens from ace cocks and the hens whose littermate brothers are ace cocks. That's kind of how they do it. And in horse racing, there's breeders that they want their female sound, meaning they run them on the track. But some of them don't. A lot of them don't. They don't even touch them because they only throw 1 or 2 every litter. And most females only produce, you know, less than 10 foals through their whole life. So they're willing to take more chances with females than they are males. And even in horse racing, the top producers generally are the, you know, they're the stakes winners. They're the Triple Crown winners. Not all of them, because like Ram said, some of them just don't produce. They just don't. Don't matter how you breed them, don't matter what you do with them. They just throw junk. And his brother, who might not be as good a dog, he can. So you have to go through them and see. It's not like I said, it's not an end all and be all, but overall, you know, you want that performance, and you're trying to find the dogs that can perform that'll pass that on. They don't always do it, but there's been a ton of them that have, and they've had bloodlines named after themselves for that reason.
Yes, indeed. We got a question here. Tab dogs compared to Tramp dogs. Has the panel had experience with both lines of dogs? If so, which did they feel was the better and why? Tramp dogs and Tab dogs. Rasta man.
You say Tramp?
That's what he say, Tramp, yeah.
So when you saying Tramp, are you talking about Tramp Red Boy?
No, Tramp is Tab's littermate brother, but he's a champion. So it's basically going into what we talking about. Both of them are ROM. I think Tab got better fucking production because he had a better marketing team behind him. You know, that's a popular dog coming right off of Jeep. So he kind of took Jeep's stud spot when they stopped studding Jeep. Well, go ahead, OG. My bad. That's just a little background note.
No, that was okay. We had 2 bitches off of Jeep. They bred him to Grand Champion Rage mother, Whitey, and I got 2 bitches out of that litter, and that's what some of my stuff coming down off of. But you know, I've heard Tab name a lot more. Let's see, Tab, Weirdo, couple other dogs that was down off Jeep. You know, Jeep was bred a lot, and he had a whole lot of dogs that was bred too. And I don't know, but I heard a lot more Tab dogs, and I made a cross. I took my Nimrod dog and bred to a Tab bitch, and the guy had the dogs and got the, you know, letting them do this, do that, and shit, I never got my puppies.
Damn. Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
Like, God damn.
Salute, Woodall, 1661. If anybody else but you said that, I'll fucking have one of the mods block them, but you would fucking know, you know, if that shit is true or not.
Who you talking to? Woodall, man?
Yeah, he said half them dogs off Tab is really off Tramp. If that
Oh
was some
yeah.
regular troll motherfuckers, I'd be like, get him out of here. But that's a legit
Oh,
motherfucker right there. That's that's
okay.
Woodall himself. You know that.
Okay. Cause what was some of it? What is White, Morgan White? What's his name? Albert White. Did he have tab dogs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and the guy, he had got him from him, a bitch, and brought her up here and I bred her to my Nimrod dog, man. And God damn, them puppies was hot as hell. Some guy from the Virgin Islands, that's what they tell me, say came and bought all the motherfuckers. And I never got my puppy. I said, well, damn.
Yeah, that's Joe Woodall Jr. He was saying. Yeah.
Oh, it all. Okay,
Mr.
yeah.
Woodall is his sire or his pops. My bad. Dog brain mode. My fault, bro.
Apologies. Yeah, they're good people.
Go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. And let me read the question again. Ram, what's your experience with Tramp and tab dogs?
I've never had no Tramp, and the only little bit of tab I had a son off of Zoller's Cash who was right off of tab. So, my experience is limited, man. So I really couldn't give you an accurate answer to that, man, without being biased. It's only seen a little bit, and it was, my shit. And he turned out to be a motherfucker at that. So I would be extremely biased if I was to fucking say, oh, yeah, tab all the way, because I'm not put my hands on no Tramp dogs.
Right. What about you, Mr. Garcia? Tab or Tramp dogs? No experience?
Just not of all the Jeep dogs I was around and seen and had. I can't remember any of them being Tramp or tab dogs. Tab was a great producer. He threw a lot of dog. A lot of people liked the blood. Tramp was probably a better performer, 4-time winner. He probably wasn't bred as much, but so I don't. If I seen them, I don't know. I didn't know. I might have known they were Jeep dogs, but I didn't know how they were bred. That happened a lot. People didn't tell you how the dogs were bred. But as far as what the record showed, tab dogs, going by pedigree and all that, there was more of them, and more of them were used. I would think.
Yes,
But
indeed.
I don't have any experience with them.
Right. We got through it. We got through all the questions today, pretty smooth and quick. Man, I want to thank the panel, man. Ram, why don't you go ahead and give us a disclaimer?
Hey, man, if you ain't registered your dogs yet, man, hit up Mr. Garcia Registry. It's right there scrolling across the bottom, and it's for the low. Fuck with it, man. Other than that, none of this shit is intended for, nor should it be used towards any illegal purposes or activities. If you is using it for that, as always, keep that shit to your motherfucking self. Don't tell nobody, and don't tell on nobody else. It's Monday coming up tomorrow, so I'll scratch hard as fuck into that motherfucking throat. Make that bitch quick. Other than that, man, stay dangerous. And if you ain't dangerous and you a square, just stay safe and out the way.
Right.
That's all I got.
Yes, sir. I want to thank the panel, man. Salute to Rasta Man Boone. Salute to the brother Bach coming through.
Oh, yeah, go subscribe to my channel, too. I'm bad at that. Dr. Hood, salute to you. He dropped the links in there. So salute to that, because I straight forgot till right now.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all go sub to the homie Ram. Welcome to that Ram channel. Get your dogs registered with Schoolboy. All the links is in the description underneath the video. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all next week. We up out of here.
All right, then.